Bring the family to Angler's Restaurant, where Maine classics like fried clams, haddock, and lobster are served with a smile. Join us for lunch or dinner, or order ahead to go. See our full menu at anglersseafoodrestaurant.com, your hometown seafood spot.
Good evening and welcome to our broadcast for some softball action tonight on Eastern Maine Sports. We are here home of the Bangor Rams. Bangor going to be taking on the Hermon Hawks in this one. Mark, little gloomy outside, but always excited and happy to be able to be inside the broadcast booth with you and being able to bring some exciting action for everyone watching at home. Mark, two teams with a lot to play for. Hermon a lot to prove coming off of last night. Maybe looking for a little bit of some get back. But overall, what are we expecting to see out here on the field tonight?
Well, Becca Balmas will be in the circle. She's done quite well this year, dominated in the circle. They did lose last night, kind of struggled in the rain over to Hampden Academy against a tough Ellsworth team. Good win for Ellsworth last night. Bangor, on the other hand, Emma Tripp's in the circle for them, one of the better pitchers around, and they're 4-6. They're number 8 in Class A, but Hermon are going to get a lot of wins in Class B. This would be a huge win if they could get it, and a huge game for Hermon because it's a heel points from a team that not a lot of other teams on their schedule can get.
And that's something we spoke about during the pregame, well, before the pregame even, just you and I chatting over here, Mark. And how much confidence can that give a team when, you know, you're coming off of a night where you weren't able to get it done for Hermon the night before, and maybe Bangor maybe looking to take advantage of that coming into this one. But how much momentum and opportunity could that give this Rams team?
It could give them a lot because, again, they're a lot further in their schedule than Hermon is, too. They've played 10 games already. Hermon's only played 6. So it could be good because after this they only have 5 more games left. Again, a tough schedule, but they got tough games left with Hampden and Messalonskee and Mount Blue and Camden Hills and Brewer. But if they could get this will give them momentum again and give them a lot of heel points. Probably get them up, a lot higher, like 5 or 6 in the standings, instead of fighting for the playoff spot down in the lower ranks.
Exactly, and Hermon's, like you said, they haven't played as many games, but when they're out there on the field, they are impressive to watch, and you can see why many contend with them potentially winning in the North for their respective class and what Hermon's been able to do. But how important is it for them today, coming off of last night, to get some momentum back on their side, get some positive feelings in that dugout, and to come out with a win today?
Yeah, it's very important because another thing, that was the first time Hermon's really been tested this year. They won games. They were tested in the opening game against Old Town too. They won 3-2 against a tough Old Town team, but they have wins of 12-0, 18-0, 12-3. So it might have been good that challenge last night and show them. They have to. I'm not saying they didn't show up last night, but every game you're gonna have to show up to get a win.
Absolutely, you are. Well, we are excited to have everybody coming to join us for this action today. It is a little gloomy outside, but like I said, always happy inside the broadcast booth. What we're going to do now is we're going to swing it on over to a brief commercial message and be back with you for more on this Eastern Maine Sports pregame show.
Sweatshirts, jackets, hats, baby clothes, and much more. Get your Eastern Maine Sports merch at www.bonfire.com/store/Eastern-Maine-Sports or at easternmainsports.com. Wide selection of items available with more being added frequently.
Are you looking for the perfect house? Well, look no further than Next Home Experience Realtor, Jamie Gilbert. Jamie covers the greater Bangor area all the way up to Greenville. She offers superior personal service before, during, and after your transaction. So if you are in the greater Bangor area and you see Luke the next home dog on a lawn, make sure to call Next Home Experience Realtor, Jamie Gilbert. Give her a call at 207-343-1215 and get started on finding your dream home today.
And softball training facility has the perfect gift for the budding all-star on your holiday shopping list. Give the gift of training. Sluggers offers both group and one-on-one lessons for all levels. Give the gift of experience. From batting cages to advanced technology, Sluggers is the perfect place to get practice and improve skills. Give the gift of competition. Joining a travel team at Sluggers is a great way to learn and grow with new friends. You're sure to hit it out of the park when you give the gift of Sluggers.
Building or remodeling a home or office and need electrical work? Call Ideal Energy Solutions. Ideal Energy Solutions is ready to wire your building right. Don't settle for less than ideal. Go with Ideal Energy Solutions. Call today.
Brothers Meats is a family-owned and operated business located in Guilford, Maine. We operate a local retail meat market along with a slaughterhouse, smokehouse, and processing plants. Hermon Brothers has all sorts of meats from already pre-cut all the way to cutting it right on the spot for you. Also, while you're there, don't forget to try their wicked good beef jerky that is made right in Guilford, Maine. Call them at 207-876-4395 or visit them at 346 Water Street Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Ral's Garage in Dover Foxcroft to discover the difference between walking into a local dealership versus a big dealer that uses high-pressure tactics the second you drive onto the lot. From selling you a vehicle to servicing your vehicle, Ral's Garage will treat you like you are the only customer. While you're there, check out their state-of-the-art automatic car wash. Ral's Garage, call them at 207-564-3434 or visit them at 191 East Main Street in Dover Foxcroft, Maine.
Get ideas and inspiration before your next building project even begins at Hermon Lumber Company. Create your vision when you explore Hermon's extensive in-store showroom displays, showcasing innovative trends from industry-leading suppliers and designers. Your Hermon sales rep will help you find the look you like, and Hermon's design team will help you make it your own. And Hermon delivers from 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. For your next building project, find your vision at Hermon Lumber Company.
Get hydrated and energized and feel fantastic at Pine State Nutrition. Whether you're an athlete, a workaholic, or a parent on the go, we have something for everyone. Get your tea or shake filled with healthy energy, hydration, immunity, protein, and so much more. Healthy starts here at Pine State Nutrition on Broadway in Bangor.
Bring the family to Angler's Restaurant, where Maine classics like fried clams, haddock, and lobster are served with a smile. Join us for lunch or dinner, or order ahead to go. See our full menu at anglersseafoodrestaurant.com, your hometown seafood spot. Black Bear Crane is a family-owned and operated crane and rigging service provider located in Hermon, covering the state of Maine with cranes from 27 to 240 tons. From roof trusses, HVAC units, steel and precast erection to modular home and communications equipment. Call 977-BEAR today.
All right, folks, so we're working through some technical difficulties and some setup difficulties. So what's likely going to happen is we're going to go off air for a little bit at least as we just continue to try to figure out and navigate what the situation and setup's going to look like. We do apologize for that, but we're looking to at least bring coverage depending on how this situation pans out. So we appreciate everybody, joining along and listening in. Hopefully going to be able to set up outdoors, but at the same time, it is raining outside, and we do have equipment. So not quite sure if right now that's going to be the best option, but until we make that official decision, I'm just going to keep chatting. But again, thank you for joining. This game is brought to you live, but we might have to cover it as well. So what's going to happen is likely in just a moment, we're going to have to go off air as we continue to work and figure something out. But we appreciate everybody that has joined along, and there will be coverage and information provided as well.
First, for the visiting Hawks. Number 19, Elena Walker, third base. Number 5, second base, Kenzie Gallant. Pitcher number 15, Becca Balma. First base, number 22, Mikel Barrel. Catcher number 11, Leo Walker. Left field, number 24, Brielle Fair.
So for the time being, folks, we are going to be staying indoors. Kind of rolling with it as we go here. We're going to be bringing you the game the best we can. If we do have to pivot, just know, like I said, there is some differences in setup and potentially connection. So working through it the best we can. Excited and hopeful to be able to bring you the action today.
You're seeing the lineups right now out there, and Hermon's getting introduced to the 5-1 Hawks, and gonna get at it. And Zach, why don't we go to one more break? But when we come back, we'll probably be ready for first pitch, huh?
Sounds good.
All right.
Sweatshirts, jackets, hats, baby clothes, and much more. Get your Eastern Maine sports merch at www.bonfire.com/store/eastern-maine-sports or at easternmainsports.com. Wide selection of items available with more being added frequently.
Are you looking for the perfect house? Well, look no further than Next Home Experience Realtor, Jamie Gilbert. Jamie covers the greater Bangor area all the way up to Greenville. She offers superior personal service before, during, and after your transaction. So if you are in the greater Bangor area and you see Luke the next home dog on a lawn, make sure to call Next Home Experience Realtor, Jamie Gilbert. Give her a call at 207-343-1215 and get started on finding your dream home today.
And softball training facility has the perfect gift for the budding all-star on your holiday shopping list. Give the gift of training. Sluggers offers both group and one-on-one lessons for all levels. Give the gift of experience. From batting cages to advanced technology, Sluggers is the perfect place to get practice and improve skills. Give the gift of competition. Joining a travel team at Sluggers is a great way to learn and grow with new friends. You're sure to hit it out of the park when you give the gift of Sluggers.
Building or remodeling a home or office and need electrical work? Call Ideal Energy Solutions. Ideal Energy Solutions is ready to wire your building right. Don't settle for less than ideal. Go with Ideal Energy Solutions. Call today.
Brothers Meats is a family-owned and operated business located in Guilford, Maine. We operate a local retail meat market along with a slaughterhouse, smokehouse, and processing plants. Hermon Brothers has all sorts of meats from already pre-cut all the way to cutting it right on the spot for you. Also, while you're there, don't forget to try their wicked good beef jerky that is made right in Guilford, Maine. Call them at 207-876-4395 or visit them at 346 Water Street Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Rouse Garage in Dover Foxcroft to discover the difference between walking into a local dealership versus a big dealer that uses high-pressure tactics the second you drive onto the lot. From selling you a vehicle to servicing your vehicle, Rouse Garage will treat you like you are the only customer. While you're there, check out their state-of-the-art automatic car wash. Rouse Garage, call them at 207-564-3434 or visit them at 191 East Main Street in Dover Foxcroft, Maine.
Get ideas and inspiration before your next building project even begins at Hermon Lumber Company. Create your vision when you explore Hermon's extensive in-store showroom displays, showcasing innovative trends from industry-leading suppliers and designers. Your Hermon sales rep will help you find the look you like, and Hermon's design team will help you make it your own. And Hermon delivers from 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. For your next building project, find your vision at Hermon Lumber Company.
Get hydrated and energized and feel fantastic at Pine State Nutrition. Whether you're an athlete, a workaholic, or a parent on the go, we have something for everyone. Get your tea or shake filled with healthy energy, hydration, immunity, protein, and so much more. Healthy starts here at Pine State Nutrition on Broadway in Bangor.
Bring the family to Angler's Restaurant, where Maine classics like fried clams, haddock, and lobster are served with a smile. Join us for lunch or dinner, or order ahead to go. See our full menu at anglersseafoodrestaurant.com, your hometown seafood spot. Black Bear Crane is a family-owned and operated crane and rigging service provider located in Hermon, covering the state of Maine with cranes from 27 to 240 tons. From roof trusses, HVAC units, steel and precast erection to modular home and communications equipment. Call 977-BEAR.
Welcome back now as we get ready for first pitch coming right up here on Eastern Maine Sports. Excited and always a fun time to be able to bring action to you all at home. It's the Rams versus the Hawks. Big game for either side. Slightly different reasons, but all the same. Big game out here today, Mark.
Certainly is. Let's go over the Hermon lineup real quick. Leading off, Elena Walker, Kenzie Gillette batting second baseman, Becca Balmus, the pitcher, batting third, Michaela Verrill, the first baseman, and batting fourth, Leah Walker, the catcher, batting fifth. And we'll get the rest in just a second, but first pitch is on the way.
It is indeed. It's trip inside the circle for the Rams. Pitch brought on, bunt laid down. That one dances out of play, foul ball.
We continue in the lineup. Brielle Fair, the left fielder, batting sixth. M.K. Tracy, the shortstop, batting seventh. Viv Morin, the center fielder, batting eighth. And Hannah Wayne, batting ninth, the right fielder.
So Walker tried laying down a bunt last pitch there. That time. Slashed on. Batted to the backstop, and that's going to be strike two. Trip up 0-2 here.
Trip, a solid pitcher, came to Bangor last year and led a good turnaround here for the Bangor Rams.
Looking to get the first out of the ball game here. Walker at the dish. That one just off the plate there. No ABS system here, Mark, so
No.
folks that might not be aware, that's a new challenge system in Major League Baseball. Trip. Next pitch. That one cut on. Swung through. First out of the game goes the way of the strikeout. One down for the Rams.
Good start there. Now Kenzie Gillette coming up.
Gallant this time. Swinging from the right-hand side.
She's batting .353, 921 OPS.
Good fire there by Tripp.
4 pitches, 4 strikes.
Efficiency early on here, Mark. Next pitch. That one cut on. Out behind us here at the media row. Strike 2 again. Tripp up in the count, 0-2. Expect to see something maybe off the dish, off speed. Tripp in rhythm right now.
I said all strikes. She did throw 1 ball.
That one cut on. Playable by the shortstop. Fire to first. In time. Good throw.
By Addie
McAlpine there. So just like that, 2 down for the Rams. Balmas steps up to the dish, looking to get Hermon Hawk.
Please turn off your headlights. It would be greatly appreciated.
trying to light up the field from a different angle, huh?
Yeah, indeed. We've got the stadium lights on. A couple of headlights on as well.
Balmas is a threat, not just in the circle, but in the plate too. She has 2 homers and 10 runs batted in so far this year. Definitely a 467 average, 1526 OPS.
And that time watches the second ball of the AB. And for the first time tonight, a Hermon Hawk advantage at the dish in terms of the count. At the same time, you've got 2 outs. Maybe you don't want to risk too much here against a great hitter. That time, cut on, but fouled up into the netting behind home plate. And Tripp seems in rhythm early on here, Mark.
Yeah, she does. Yeah. Throwing strike again. You said, behind to this batter, but also maybe being a little cautious with this batter too.
Good reason to do so after you read off those stats and season that Balmas has had so far. That time, cut on. Able to make her miss was Tripp.
Took a little bit off that pitch.
Mark, she's done a good job so far of kind of varying her pitches and finding her spots, but also finding her speeds here. And looking to get out of the inning in clean fashion. That one. High and outside. That's going to bring it to a full count. We'll run down a few more stats at the inning break and just kind of talk about what the makeup of these two teams looks like a little bit more in depth as you're seeing it on display here. Cut on. Fouled off. Balmas fighting here, so keeping the AB alive.
I got to see Hermon a little bit last Saturday at Foxcroft. They got a good balance of, power on the offense and 2 pitches. You don't usually have 2 solid pitches like they do, but with Balmas and Verrill, both very tough in the circle.
Balmas tough at the dish as well. That time swung on, pop up in the air, playable. Out at second base, and that one corralled, brought in, and that's going to conclude the inning there. A clean top half for the Bangor Rams, who, again, Mark, we spoke about it during the pregame. There's a lot riding on this game for them, a team that they get to see that nobody else in their division does, and a quality one at that. The Hermon Hawks coming into this one 5-1.
Yeah, they definitely is a big game for both teams. And again, we talked about it a little bit on the pregame. Both teams are different spots in their season. Bangor is closer to the end, while Hermon not even halfway through yet. They're only 5-1, and so definitely big game for both. And big games coming up for both too.
Absolutely. And do want to shout out some of the sponsors that have helped make these broadcasts free and available to everyone watching at home. Hermon Lumber, they're a presenting sponsor. They're a fourth-generation family-owned company with over 900 dedicated employees across 22 locations, both Maine and New Hampshire. A trusted Maine building supply, service, and materials company serving industry since 1953. I want to thank all our sponsors. Thank you to Hermon Lumber, Rowell's Garage and Car Wash, Herring Brothers Meats, Governor's Restaurant, Angler's Restaurant, Gordon Contracting, Slugger's Training Facility, Black Bear Crane, Ideal Energy Solutions, Millside Fitness, Jamie Gilbert, an associate broker with Next Home Experience, Roundy's Paving, Pine State Nutrition, The Sports Arena, Newport Glass, and Varney Chevrolet. If you want to get the best bang for your advertising buck, send us a message on Facebook or email to easternmainsports@gmail.com. And coming in June, we're going to have Open Mic with Eastern Maine Sports, a weekly podcast where we'll share opinions, some facts, have guests, and most of all, we're going to have some fun. And you can find all of our broadcasts the way you're watching them right now. You can find them on YouTube at Eastern Maine Sports Media, on X at Eastern ME Sports, and at easternmainsports.com. They're all free and available to you either live or you can watch on YouTube for replay at any time at your leisure.
And again, schedule's kind of up in the air week to week because of weather and other things. And but our next broadcast is planned for Tuesday. John Bapps and Foxcroft softball.
Yeah, and this time of the year, and as you can see out there on the field, weather always an interesting factor. And it was a factor last night. We mentioned it before, but for the Hermon Hawks, I think Mark, you mentioned a stat that up to that point in the season, they'd only walked 8 runners.
Yeah.
That game alone last night, 12. So weather is real, and right now, both teams contending with it, and that's the other part of the equation is both teams are out there at the same time. Both have to contend with the weather, and right now, both the Bangor Rams and Hermon Hawks looking for a win.
Yeah, and let's go over Becca Balmus's pitching stats. 25.2 innings so far, only 4 earned runs, only 3 hits in 25 innings. 13 walks, a lot of those were last night. 48 strikeouts in 25.2 innings, so definitely a dominant pitcher in the circle. Again, she did walk some last night, and that was kind of a rare thing.
And
Spring is up.
Back for the Rams, number 2, Gabby
Sprang. Maybe a speed threat out of this right-handed box. Balmez, first one, fired right down the barrel that time. Strike 1.
She has 11 runs scored from the leadoff spot. Played in all 10 games, 11 now.
That time swung on, playable out at second base. Cleanly into the glove, 2 pitches, 1 out.
That was a nice catch there. And so the first inning there for Tripp, she threw 14 pitches, 11 strikes.
And Mark, a subtle point, but something important to mention is so much of this game, both baseball and softball, is psychological. And being able to put the ball in play, you can't ask for much more sometimes at this level. As Balma is able to find the corner there. Looked like we were going to have a bunt laid down, but bat was pulled back.
And you mentioned a lot of it, psychological. It's probably good for Hermon to get back at it tonight after last night. Get back on the field.
That time, both the first and third baseman were nearly in the batter's box as that one reached across home plate. 2 strikes now. See if Chadbourne goes away from the bunt here. That time cut through. Balmez able to get the strikeout there. We saw it. You mentioned the stats from that first inning for Tripp. Balmez able to step inside the circle here. Feels like both pitchers have a good rhythm going. And so much of this game, we said, is psychological. But for a pitcher, being able to be in your rhythm and dictate the tempo of the game, always a fun thing to watch when you see 2 quality pitchers like this.
Kaylee Folsom put up big numbers for Bangor, and there's another hit.
That time able to get through.
She comes into this game hitting 300 with a 933 OPS, home and a 9 RBI. So definitely good stats for her.
And that's the thing. When you have a pitcher like Balmez that steps inside the circle, you know you're going to get strikes.
Mm-hmm.
Just go up there, take some quality hacks, and just like that, you got a base runner on.
And Tripp has seven runs batted in from the cleanup spot for the Rams.
She's got a chance to help herself out right here. Two outs in the inning. That time fouled off into the netting.
definitely pounding the strike zone. That's why it's kind of surprising with all the walks last night. She's already thrown 7 pitches, 7 strikes.
But you've also seen batters step up and be aggressive knowing that. So interesting to see how Balma is now with a runner on. Massages the end of this inning. That time, cut on. Off the glove of Balmez. It's going to be
got him.
Close play over at first, but what a play it was. We're there by the first baseman. But with that, that's going to conclude the first inning of play. We're going to swing it on over to a break. Be back with you shortly.
Rouse Garage in Dover Foxcroft to discover the difference between walking into a local dealership versus a big dealer that uses high-pressure tactics the second you drive onto the lot. From selling you a vehicle to servicing your vehicle, Rouse Garage will treat you like you are the only customer. While you're there, check out their state-of-the-art automatic car wash. Rouse Garage, call them at 207-564-3434 or visit them at 191 East Main Street in Dover Foxcroft, Maine.
Get hydrated and energized and feel fantastic at Pine State Nutrition. Whether you're an athlete, a workaholic, or a parent on the go, we have something for everyone. Get your tea or shake filled with healthy energy, hydration, immunity, protein, and so much more. Healthy starts here at Pine State Nutrition on Broadway in Bangor.
Welcome back here as we prepare for this second inning. I believe Mark, you mentioned it's going to be Verrill, Walker, and Fair due up.
You can see all of our sponsors scrolling down the bottom of our screen. Thank you to all of them. And also, thank you to all of them for sponsoring these broadcasts. And also, if you want, again, we mentioned if you want to sponsor any of our broadcasts, please contact me. But also, if you want to sponsor any of our podcasts, contact me. And those are going to be a lot of fun. Hope to have you part of some of those, Zach, and we'll have fun.
Yeah, it's something that's going to be great for all year-round content, which we're excited to be able to bring that in large part with the games and the quality that these athletes put out there on the fields of play and on the courts that they do. But that podcast is going to be a great way to make sure you get a dose of Eastern Maine sports all year round. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We appreciate everybody that's going to come along for that, guests, special guests, and I guess you as fans, if there's anybody that you know of that you would like to recommend to join that podcast, please do. We are definitely open and excited to have anybody on that wants to share their story of this great state of Maine and beyond, especially as it pertains to sports and the great world that we get to all experience it within.
And one of the reasons we're starting in the summer is because of that. We kind of, not as much going on, but we're going to have our weekly podcast and get going, and we'll continue it once the fall season starts and continue all year, as you said.
Speaking of continuing, Emma Tripp looking to continue her impressive first inning performance. Had a close play at first at the plate for her to end last inning. And that time swung on cleanly right up the heart of the field there. Good swing
by Verrill. Strong hitter for the Hawks.
And Mark, one thing we mentioned about Balmez is she was throwing straight strikes. Tripp's been doing a lot of the same, so maybe an adjustment there by the Hawks, having an aggressive at-bat. Swung on first pitch.
Wait till I tell you what Verrill's average was coming into that. 632.
That ain't too bad. Walker looking to add to her day. Squares around for a bunt here. Time off the dish. Pump fake down the first base line. See the Hawks maybe trying to play some small ball early on here. Trying to advance the batter over to second. A team that does the little things really well, Mark, these Hermon Hawks.
Yeah. Expect this game, to be low scoring, so everything's magnified, every little thing.
And it's hard to completely tell from inside here, but I do believe the weather has corrected itself a little bit. So the ground's definitely still going to be wet, but don't see much coming down in the way of participation right now.
Thank you to the Bangor boosters for letting us stay in here, and we were set up and staying here. If you're in the area, they're selling food over here.
Yeah, if you're listening and you're close, please come, visit the concession stand, and we definitely appreciate the kindness from the Bangor staff and boosters and everyone here. That one popped. Left fielder with a play on it. Controlled out there in left field for the first out of the inning.
And that was a harder catch than it looked with the rain. That was Charlotte Reed with the catch, through the raindrops there. And it has lightened up some, but it's still not great out there. Brielle Fair is now up.
Let's see if the Hawks try to resort back to some small ball here. That time shown offered there, and that's going to be a strike. Emma Tripp's doing a great job of understanding exactly what the Hermon Hawks are trying to do. Fair now. That time, swung on and swung through. Strike 2 here, and Tripp yet again, as she's done most ABs tonight, ahead in the count. That time, off the plate. No offer there.
MK Tracy's on deck for the Hawks.
That time swung on, going to be fouled off into the netting here behind home plate. That netting's been very clutch so far here.
Sure has.
Saved a lot of softballs thus far.
One thing I noticed, and I noticed it last week when I was watching Hermon, the bottom of their order really produces a lot too to set things up. I mean, Hannah Wayans hits 500 down on the bottom of the lineup, so definitely a balance throughout this lineup.
It definitely is. That time popped up, potentially playable. Travels out of play. Count stays 1-2.
Good job by Fair keeping this at bat alive. With 2 strikes, she's fouled a couple off to keep this at bat alive.
Tripp now. The fire swung on, missed. And Fair fires through that time. Strikeout goes the way of Tripp.
Her second of the game.
And Mark, I said it earlier, and yes, there's a base runner on first, but overall, it feels like Tripp has just been in rhythm and kind of dictating the tempo and pace of play.
Yeah, and throwing strikes, and the hit that Vero got was on the first pitch. Which, honestly, there's no sense of waiting around because she's throwing strikes.
Exactly.
And Tracy didn't wait around there. Took a good swing, but missed it.
Tracy, that time swung on. Out to left field, left-hand center. Someone's got the call for it. And it's collected, controlled, and that's out number 3. And that's going to conclude the top half of the second here. Another clean trip there for the Rams. Only 1 base runner allowed thus far. Looking impressive are these Rams.
Clean trip. I see what you did there.
You know what? I can't even take credit because it wasn't intentional, but I wish it was.
Good. But, again, pounding the strike zone. First inning, 14 pitches, 11 strikes. The second inning, 13 pitches, 10 strikes. Add that up, 27 pitches and 21 strikes through the first 2 innings. That'll get the job done.
The beauty of the game of baseball and softball is it's different than basketball where you know how long you got in a quarter. At least there's time up on the clock. But how important is it for your pace of play to kind of dictate exactly how many pitches in both innings were very much the same because of the way you're pounding the strike zone. You're forcing the issue. So in a way, you are establishing a pace of play with what you're doing out there inside the circle. How important is that for your team?
It's very important. As you said, it's different than the other sports, different than basketball, soccer, football. You know, you can kind of control things yourself out there, and that's that's what Tripp has done through the first 2, and that's what Balmus did through her first inning also. So, when you get good softball pitches like this, it's fun to watch because and again, every little thing is magnified. You get a runner on, like Vero got on first. They couldn't move her. So that could end up becoming a big thing, down the road.
But you're exactly right. Everything does become that just more magnified, and you can see it in the ABs that the Hawks were trying to put together, clearly trying to lay down some bunts and play some small ball, but that's where you give the credit back to Tripp. I mean, she's really making that happen on her own in that type of a situation, and it's going to be interesting to see how the Rams respond here.
And Abby Folsom is going to lead off, and another powerful hitter, 414. She has a homer this year and 7 RBIs, a 1282 OPS. So both these teams, the middle of the order, have some big numbers.
And the Rams were a close play at first, away from having 2 runners on. So Balmez fires in that one. Strike number 1 against Folsom.
So yeah, first inning, she threw 8 pitches, 8 strikes. So she has not, knock on wood, thrown the ball yet. It's called the jinx. I didn't mean to do that.
You did. But it was bound to happen eventually. I won't hold that against you completely. 1-1 the count now. Folsom looking to help establish a pace of play and taking her time outside the batter's box. Again, this game is so psychological oftentimes. And that one off the dish.
And Folsom, Abby Folsom, is the catcher for Bangor, and I think she deserves some credit too. There's a reason, Hermon didn't run. They got a scouting report, and she's a solid catcher behind there for Bangor.
Absolutely. Looking to stay solid at the dish here. Count evens 2-2. Good fire in there by Becca Balmez. And Folsom trying to keep her AB alive here. 2-2 the count. Time fired through. It's going to be high. Full count now.
So Annabelle Pierce is on deck.
This has been a quality AB to lead off an inning here by Folsom. And again, taking her time. She's going to dictate when that pitch and AB happens. That time, swung on, off the third baseman's glove, over to the shortstop, fired on to first.
Oh, what a play.
What a play. How did we score that one there, Mark?
5-6-3.
5-6-3 equals 1 out.
MK Tracy with a gun from shortstop. Hit off the glove of Walker at third, and what a play by Tracy to get the runner at first.
Walker says she knew what she was doing the whole time.
She gets an assist on the play. 5-6-3 is the out, and kudos to Tracy. That was
But really, it was a solid swing there by Folsom. There's a reason it hit off the glove of Walker. That thing was fired down that third base line.
And also, credit to Farrell at first. It was a good stretch because she only got her, just barely got her, and it was because of that stretch.
It was a close play over at first. We've seen a couple of those already.
Annabelle Pierce is up now.
That time, strike 2, batted just in front of the catcher at home plate. And Balmez establishing herself after what was a long first AB, up 0-2 now.
Popcorn smells good, doesn't it, Colt? Yeah.
Colt Coro, our cameraman here. Zach White, Mark Callanan on the broadcast. Appreciate you all joining and listening in.
Credit to Wayne Coro, too, doing the scoreboard for us. And you make sure we're all set.
Wayne is absolutely the glue that holds this thing together. That's very real. That time. Bounces across. Good waist pitch there.
Yeah, good 0-2 pitch. Pierce kind of wanted it, but she good job holding up on the swing.
1-2 the count. Offered there and wasn't sure if it was batted at all, but into the catcher's glove. That's out number 2.
And that's strikeout number 2 for Balmez.
And again, Mark, this is kind of as advertised in this one thus far. These two quality pitchers stepping up and doing their thing.
Hazard is the number 7 hitter for the Rams. Second baseman defensively.
Balmez fires that one through. That time might have escaped the netting there out behind home plate. Hazard looking to help spark an 0-2 out rally here. 0-1 the count. That time. Skipped in. Again, looks like the weather has corrected a touch. Doesn't appear to be coming down right now. It's been periodically raining throughout the night. Field of play definitely still wet out there, but that time offered. Gonna find its way through. In between the bag and the second baseman there.
Now Charlotte Reed coming up.
And phase one of any two-out rally is get that third batter on first base.
So both innings, almost retire the first two, then third hitter got a hit. So if you can give up hits, that's when you want to do it. If you can limit the damage, but Bangor wants to capitalize here.
Balmez needed a ball to be able to facilitate the pitching action here, so finally gets one there. One thing that Balmez does really well out there is help control and help communicate. I mean, she's talking to her shortstop. She's talking to her second baseman. She wants them to know that if I'm coming to two, this is who I'm coming to. So, doing a good job. That time, fouled off. Almost to the tennis courts out behind us.
Want to play some tennis after this game?
It's a bit wet for me, but
I think he's afraid, Colt.
I think the sun's going to peek through here, Mark. Maybe, if the tennis courts dry up a little bit now with that sun poking through. I'd be scared of Colt playing tennis against me, Mark, not you. Balmez, that time. Elevates the fastball, and count evens up. Backstop not very far from the catcher here out behind home plate, and it is concrete, so even if it does go behind the backstop, not a ton of opportunity. That time, fouled off. Netting saves that one. Balmez. 2 strikes, 1 ball. Fired on. That's going to conclude the inning. Good fire there. The pitching battle continues. We're going to swing it on over to a brief commercial break. Be back with you in a moment.
And softball training facility has the perfect gift for the budding all-star on your holiday shopping list. Give the gift of training. Sluggers offers both group and one-on-one lessons for all levels. Give the gift of experience. From batting cages to advanced technology, Sluggers is the perfect place to get practice and improve skills. Give the gift of competition. Joining a travel team at Sluggers is a great way to learn and grow with new friends. You're sure to hit it out of the park when you give the gift of Sluggers.
Rouse Garage in Dover Foxcroft to discover the difference between walking into a local dealership versus a big dealer that uses high-pressure tactics the second you drive onto the lot. From selling you a vehicle to servicing a vehicle, Rouse Garage will treat you like you are the only customer. While you're there, check out their state-of-the-art automatic car wash. Rouse Garage, call them at 207-564-3434 or visit them at 191 East Main Street in Dover Foxcroft, Maine.
Welcome back here now as we prepare for the start of this third inning. All knotted up, 0 so far. It's been a pitching battle. Couple of base runners on, but nobody's advanced past first base up to this point. The sun is peeking through, which could be a good omen out here on the field. Sun's shining out there on the circle, and Emma Tripp's been shining so far in this game, what she's been able to do thus far.
Yeah, she has a strikeout in each inning. Has only allowed that 1 hit to Verrill. Really pounding the strike zone. 27 pitches so far with 21 of them strikes. Doing the job.
That's a good percentage there, Mark. That time. Elevated a little bit for a ball. Again, not often has Tripp started from behind here in this game. Offered. Off of the catcher there, straight back to the backstop, but everyone appears no worse for the wear, and play's going to resume here. Tripp has the count evened up now, 1-1. That time. Good cut, but good fire there by Tripp. I mean, I'm a broken record thus so far in this one, but just impressive inside the circle for either side here. Almaz in Tripp. Offered straight up in the air. Tripp calls for it. That was a fishing mark. Took off the mask, made it look easy.
Done it before, it looks like.
Done it many times, it looks like. That was no second thoughts. Great play there.
Next for the Hawks, number 16, Hannah Laney.
So we talked about Wayne here, the bottom of the order. She has big numbers from the number 9 spot in the order. Very key to this powerful offense. A 500 average. I mean, yeah, 500 average for anybody is good, but even from the number 9 spot.
I mean, second leadoff hitter. You can get on base for those players that are coming right from behind you and at top of the order. That's very powerful to have in a lineup. That time, good cut, but 0-2. And again, Tripp able to vary her speed, but consistent in terms of location. And playing well thus far in this one. That time, poked into the netting. Staying alive here is Waning.
Top of the order's up next, Elena Walker.
That time offer, it's going to be down the left field line, but well foul there.
But again, get to 2 strikes, foul the couple off, keeping things alive here.
And down 0-2, that's all you can do is battle. There's
Yeah.
no other option here, so extending the AB, trying to make something happen. And again, get on base for the top of this order. Thought about it, but able to resist on the swing there. That elevated. Ball 1, 1-2 the count here.
So a 6-pitch at bat already, and there's only been 1 ball. So good job by Wayne.
That time cut through, and it's going to be landing in front of that left fielder. What an AB that was. And base runner on to start the inning here.
Solid at bat there. Again, not many balls because Tripp doesn't throw many, but she kept it alive by fouling them off and got the opposite field single.
And that almost felt like with every foul ball, Waning just kept getting closer and closer to timing her up, and even the fouls just kept getting more close to the field of play. And Tripp calls for a new ball there. Walker, who squared around numerous times to lead off the game. And Walker see if she tries to lay one down here, advance that runner to second. Thought about it that time. Off the plate, ball 1. Seems like Tripp knows what might be going down here. So Walker, a good slasher. Really kind of get that running start from the back of the batter's box. Try to lay one down, and let's do a slap bunt style. That time lays it down, but that's going to go foul. Almost had too much speed there. Well, Mark, I don't expect that to change. I expect to see exactly the same thing from Walker here.
Yeah, I do too.
Third baseman playing in front of the bag now. Walker tries to lay one down. Again, it feels like Tripp knows the game and knows what the situation is and is finding this spot just out of reach but still on the zone. Tripp, great placement.
Baseball score between these same 2 schools over at Mansfield Stadium. Hermon leads Bangor 4-1 early in the game there.
Walker.
We both jumped. That wasn't going to get us. Exactly.
That was coming right at you at home. Wonder if anyone at home did the same thing you and I just did. So Walker's going to be swinging for the rest of this one with 2 strikes now. Can't attempt the bunt, so going to have to get that runner over the conventional way. Trip. That time.
She's going to be out because the first base was occupied.
First base was occupied, but runner advances to second.
She's going to stay there as long as they let her, but, I mean, the first base was occupied, so she's... So she's going to be out.
But she's trying to, she's over it.
I mean, I'd say that too. And
I wouldn't move till they move me.
yeah, because technically she's out because first base was occupied on the pitch. And she advanced on the pass ball there, waning. Yeah, that's the right thing.
Yeah, again, don't move till they move you. But that was the correct call there.
So that's strikeout number 3 of the game for Tripp.
Gallant's got a runner in scoring position now. That took a little time to even out, so the opportunity here to jump on one early.
So running in scoring position for the first time for the Hawks here.
Gallant, great batter in her own right, looking to plate the first runner today. That one's popped up. 2 outs in the inning. Runner is going. That one controlled out in center field. That's going to retire the inning there. Hawks got a runner in scoring position, Mark, but unable to get one across. And what was a great initial AB by Waning ends up not resulting in a run here. We stay knotted up 0-0, headed into the bottom of the third.
Yeah, and just a good job by Tripp on there. 14 strikes that, and then just keeps pounding the strike zone. So 46 pitches in the game so far here for her, and 35 strikes. So she has struck out 3, 1 in each inning. Hasn't walked a batter, and again 46 pitches, 35 strikes. On the other side, so they got a runner in scoring position for the first time. Bangor has not had a runner in scoring position yet. So both these pitchers are doing the job here today. Try to get you some other scores from around the area. As I said, Hermon baseball leading Bangor 4-1, a big one over there. Mesalonsky baseball leading Lawrence 6-3. Skank and Penobscot Valley softball 0-0 right now. Looks like John Bapp's MDI are playing, so a lot of action going on. Well, as I said, our next broadcast plan for Tuesday, John Bapp's Foxcroft softball. I plan on being back out of the track meet on Monday. I tried yesterday. Oh boy, I only walked about not very far, and I got pretty wet in a short period of time yesterday. And,
if anyone follows us on Facebook, you would have seen the Holton Shiretowners tent almost blew away.
Yeah,
so
it was almost ended up in Guilford.
Shiretowners have a great track program, by the way.
They do.
Consistently, year after year, they put out quality athletes and quality performances, as do many. But shout out Holton.
Yeah, and they'll come back Monday. They'll come back Monday to try it again
for the short trip.
I did talk to the coach though, Chris Rhines, yesterday, and he said most of their trips are short. That's the longest one they take. They do go to Winslow and State, so he said it's kind of a benefit over most programs up to Holton because most of them have to travel quite far to get in any games.
Absolutely. Balmez, strike 1, first pitch of the AB. That time, more of the same. Balmez up 0-2 quickly.
26 pitches, 22 strikes.
Mark, they played Walking on Sunshine between the innings, inning break there, and I think we walked it away because it was poking through for a minute. Dark skies have retaken. And that time, off the dish. Balmez feels like a little bit more zip this inning.
And I think she placed that exactly where she wanted it, because either it was going to be call strike or she was going to swing in and miss it, or just miss. And it was 0-2 pitch, so good pitch there from Balmas.
That time took a little bit off of it. Count evens up 2-2. Fired on there.
Just missed there.
Count evens becomes full now. 3-2. Battling all the way back here. Balmas fires through, able to get the swing and miss there for the first out of the inning.
4th strikeout of the game. So, she got up 0-2. Good battle back there from McAlpine, but then Balmas finishes her off.
That was a good AB overall for either side. That's one thing the Rams have done well tonight is extend ABs.
Gabby Sprang is up. She popped out to the second baseman her first time up.
That time thought about the offer, but able to hold off. Up in the count now is Sprang. It's like the wind has shifted a little bit. Now coming towards us here at home plate. That time good fire and good spot there.
Yeah, it seems like it got much cooler
Yeah.
in the past 10 minutes or so.
Very quickly. That's one thing. You get a good vantage point from where we're at as to how well these balls are being placed. And that time popped up playable. Great play there down the right side, right field line. Second out of the inning now.
Charlotte Chadbourne's up. She struck out swinging her first time up.
Man, we've said it a lot here, Mark, but I don't know what's going to take to play a runner in this one. One run's going to feel like a million, the way these two pitchers have been performing.
Definitely going as expected here.
Chadbourne the offer there. Walker like a missile down that third base line.
And they are not moving back too much here. They expect the
Third
bunt.
basemans are brave.
Yeah, braver than I would be.
Squared around there. Fouled off. Behind in the count. 0-2 now.
Oh,
Well, they're going to say 1-1 was that first pitch. My mistake.
Say Pine State Nutrition Player of the Game. I'm going to say they could go down. They're probably not open this time of night, though, because right down the street from it. Go get their drink, but that probably have to wait.
Pretty prime location from where we're at here. It's always great to be able to bring a game. We're very appreciative and thankful for the Bangor Rams welcoming us over here.
Ooh, nice.
That time swung on. Miscollected. Strike 3. Out number 3. Hermon Hawks wanted to play for out number 4 there. They didn't want to leave the field. So with that, though, it's going to send us to the 4th inning. We're going to send it on over to a commercial break. Be back with you in a moment.
Get ideas and inspiration before your next building project even begins at Hermon Lumber Company. Create your vision when you explore Hermon's extensive in-store showroom displays, showcasing innovative trends from industry-leading suppliers and designers. Your Hermon sales rep will help you find the look you like, and Hermon's design team will help you make it your own. And Hermon delivers from 22 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. For your next building project, find your vision at Hermon Lumber Company.
Welcome back here now. Preparing for the start of the 4th inning. It's going to be Becca Balmaz stepping up to the plate to get things going for the Hermon Hawks. And someone that's had it going all night is Emma Tripp inside the circle for the Bangor Rams. Looking to continue what's been an impressive night for her. Extended conversation for Becca Balmez down with her coach. Balmez looking to help herself and get on for these Hermon Hawks.
She popped up to second her first time up.
Again, just put the ball in play, try to make things happen. Balmez trying to lay down a bunt there.
And, you expect that from some people, but I don't think Bangor is expecting that from her.
Which might have been intentional there. Balmez gets the signal from her coach. See if the Rams are a little bit more suspecting of Balmez trying to square around here, which she will not. Cut on off the third baseman's glove. Fire over to first. Balmez able to race down the line.
I'm going to give her a hit. I'll look to see what they officially give her, but that was a rocket down on the third base.
That was in and out of the glove. Wasn't much to be done there.
And now, though, got the leadoff hitter up. You got Vero coming up, another powerful hitter who got a hit her first time up.
Balmez to a knee, but maybe just trying to get some extra momentum down that first base side. Rail to the dish now. Squares around, popped in the air over the outstretched glove of Tripp. And just like that, 2 runners on.
Now, just on Game Changer, they did give an error on the third baseman there. So I will do that as well.
You're a kind scorekeeper there, Mark. I think that one was pretty close. But regardless, it
on
gets
base. I mean, it was hit hard, and now we got 2 runners on base. Vero's now 2 for 2. That was a good bunt by her right over the pitcher's head, and now they got something going with Walker coming up, who flied out to left her first time up.
And maybe you might see more of the same here. Try to lay one down that third base line, play a little small ball. And a conversation between the pitching staff allows a conversation between the Hawks and the batter here. And continued conversation.
Next for the Hawks, number 11, Leah Walker.
Leah Walker looking to make something happen here at the dish. Walker squares around, lays one down, and it's going to go out of play.
Yeah, they definitely. I mean, we even saw it from Balmez leading off. They didn't square in the bunt. They definitely, trying to make things happen here.
I think everybody understands the pitching duel that we're seeing, and also understands 1 run is going to be a lot in this game. So Walker squared around there, and third base can only crash so much here. Walker is going to square around again. That time lays it down, almost caught out behind home plate. And I got to give Tripp credit again. She understands what is going to be happening at the plate and is having these pitches that are just off the plate enough that they're, one, outside of the reach of these batters. And if these batters are making contact, it's usually been foul or soft and playable. So 0-2 the count now. No outs on the inning. 2 ducks on the pond. That time swung on is going to be well foul. Tripp looking to help herself and getting out here. Strikeout would go a long way, trying to not have any of these Hawk runners advance. Fired through, just elevated. Balmez, quite the secondary there, and wanted her to think about it out behind the dish there. Walker battling. Fired, swung on, missed.
Big strikeout there with 2 runners on base.
It absolutely was. Prevents any runners advancing.
So now Fair's up. She struck out her first time up. 4 strikeouts for Tripp.
Here in this 4th inning. No square there. Pitch off the plate, and maybe a little understanding there what Tripp's been doing. When these batters for the Hawks have been squaring around, pitches 1 and 2, Tripp's consistently been off the plate. No square there. Ball 1. That time elevated.
In the box, currently number 24, Brielle Fair.
2-0 now. And here, if you're Fair, you got to have her, show you one. That time off the plate, 3-0 now. You got to assume Fair is going to be taken all the way here.
Yeah, definitely.
I might take till 2 strikes here in this situation, Mark.
Yeah, definitely. You don't get this opportunity against Tripp very often.
And we have not seen a walk yet tonight for either side. Fair is going to show bunt.
We have now. Oh, they call that a strike.
They did, and that throw down the third base line, and Ballman is going to get across home plate here on the throwing error. I thought that was going to be ball 4.
So stolen base for Balmas, and then she comes home on the error.
Look, there's a conversation happening here. It's going to be a strike. For a second there, I wasn't sure if the genie was going to get put back in the bottle, and that might be converted to a ball, just based off the initial conversation. But I'm not sure Fair didn't pull back her bunt, but ultimately, Balmez crosses the plate.
Yeah, I think he called it a strike, actually.
So now runner on second. That one swung on, played to the backstop. And I've said it a few times, that run feels huge.
And, playing small ball, that double steal kind of led to that. That led to that throwing error, the double steal by Balmas and Vero.
And Balmas had been aggressive, getting a big secondary lead. Read that well. And her aggressive base running, maybe even thinking that it was ball 4 or what the case may be, able to get to third and get all the way to home. 1-0 our score here, top of the 4th.
Hey, 1's huge, as we said, but if they can add another one here,
2 is better than 1.
Yeah, it is.
As the song goes. That time, high and outside. And that's going to be another runner on here, first and second.
So that's the first walk of the game.
That was a quality AB there.
And now MK Tracy's up. She flew out to center field her first time up.
That was a good poke out there by Tracy.
Up next for the Hawks, number 12, MK Tracy.
And here with only 1 out left, see how the Hawks play this. Maybe try to see if you go small ball again, lay one down.
Or double steal.
Tracy's going to square, and that one. There's been a lot of shown bunts here, Mark. Not a lot of them have ended up in the field of play in this game thus far. So, Tracy, see if she's going to show yet again here. And see how Tripp approaches the AB. Off the plate, and we've seen that pitch consistently when anticipating a bunt or having a bunt be shown.
And Hermon, taking advantage of what given to him. They, that run's unearned because ball was reaching on error. Plus, she got home on the throwing error. So, that's what good teams do, take advantage of things.
That time high. And Tripp, for the first time in the game, appears a little bit out of rhythm here as this inning's drawn on. She's had a heck of a game. 2-1 the count now. That time low, skips across the plate, 3-1 the count. Again, it's got to look real good for Tracy here to showing off, or you can have bases loaded, 1 out, pending this pitch. That's a great pitch right there by Tripp. But again, Tracy kind of taking all the way there in that spot.
It's 2 batters in a row. Got to a full count.
It's been good ABs by these Hawks as well. Give credit where credit is due. Swung on, missed.
Big strikeout there for Tripp.
Huge, and she's gotten both outs this inning herself.
5 strikeouts in the game.
Up next to bat is number 17, Viv Morin.
Morin now. Runners will be going on any contact now. Morin's going to be looking for a gap here. And that one high, outside, and ball 1.
Yeah, there's a big spot in this game. You can keep it 1 here. You know, they're definitely capable of getting 1. They've had some battles offensively, so.
You got to score 1 to win anyways. I had a baseball coach who used to tell me that. May or may not be at the helm for the Dexter Tigers still. And that time, offered and count evened. 1-1 here. Swung on, fouled off. That time well out of play. 1-2 the count now. Tripp looking to get out of the inning with just allowing the 1 run. And as you said, Mark, that would be pretty big so far in this one. Swung on, offered, and again. Out of play. Staying alive is Morin.
So we mentioned this week for Hermon. I mean, they only had 3 games coming into this week. You know, they played almost every day this week, I think, except for one, except for Wednesday, I think, but Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So what a busy weekend. If they could cap it off with a 3-in-1 week, they would take that.
That one well off the plate there. Not a bad 1-2 offer. Count even now, 2-2. We've seen many counts this inning go full here. Pitch pending, but we're 1 ball away from that again. Runners would be off on the pitch at that point. Warren readjusting there. And that is off the plate. Runners will be able to go on the pitch. Everybody will be in motion. 3-2, 2 outs. And this is a situation where if you find a gap, it's potentially 2 scoring. Fired on to the shortstop, off the shortstop's glove. Gonna be a close play, safe at second. Safe everywhere.
It was a rocket, but I will give that an error.
Off the glove of McAlpine there at shortstop. And the thing about this infield, again, it's kind of been on and off raining throughout the evening here. It doesn't help the ground from not hardening up a little.
So that's 3 errors this inning. Tripp's doing what she needs to do, throwing strikes, but 3 errors here have kept this inning going.
That one fired across for strike 1. This is a big AB for Hannah Waning. Bases juiced. Waning off the glove of the second baseman. And that's going to plate 2 here for the Hermon Hawks. Offer back at first base. Thrown behind the runner there.
So, it's 4 errors this inning for Bangor.
Put the ball in play, and oftentimes good things will happen. In conversation between the coaches here and Emma Tripp, who's just still throwing a gem of a game. Just some errors.
Yeah, these are all unearned runs. Any runs that scores the rest of this inning will be unearned because they'd be out of the inning.
And still, a great pitching performance out there by Tripp. And these 3 runs do feel big in this game, but a lot of game left to be played. But Wanning's put the bat on the ball twice really hard in this game. Yes, that's an error, but ball's hit extremely hard, as have most of the plays that have been issued and assessed an error in this one. Hasn't been on soft contact.
No. So this is the 8th batter of the inning coming up, Elena Walker.
The temperature has definitely dipped out there, and you can feel it inside here.
See if she takes off from first here. She does.
And there was 2 outs on the inning. Also, you might invite a throw here in this situation, Mark. Interesting to see a bunt offered there by Walker. Again, you kind of see it every time she's up at the plate with the speed she has and the ability. Slash that time down the left field line. But it will be out of play. Foul ball there. Walker is really good at that slash, kind of running from the back of the batter's box. But going to be behind now 0-2. I don't have this official at all, but it feels like Walker's been behind 0-2 every AB so far tonight.
Yeah. I mean, she that's good. That's a good memory right there. That's why you're best in the biz, right?
Well, best at something. Tripp looking to get out of the inning. That one caught over at third base now. Pickle type situation. Great presence of mind there. Runner's going to be out at third. Great presence of mind. Great heads-up play. Way to pick up your pitcher as well. And able to escape without allowing any more there. With that, we're going to swing it on over to a break. Be back with you for the bottom of the 4th. Welcome back here now as we continue to talk about Mark's music taste and return to the action in just a moment. And Becca Balma is going to be inside the circle. She scored the first of the 3 runs that came in the top of the 4th. Mark, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe all were unearned in that inning?
All were. She scored, and then she reached on error. Then the other 2 scored on errors, and the innings would have been over because there would have been 3 outs. So, yes, 3 unearned runs given up by Tripp.
We've got some dancing Hawks out there. They're flying high after that top half of the 4th. And this is a big half inning, Mark, because for the Hawks, if you can go 3 and out, you have all the momentum and all the confidence in this game. And for Bangor, you definitely got to be able to get some confidence and momentum back for yourself, and also maybe have a little bit of a lengthy half inning here. Don't want to be right back out there. And
they do got the 3, 4, 5 hitters up, Folsom, Tripp, and Folsom. So definitely who they want up here in this spot.
That time. Low for ball 1. Balmes has been, in the dugout for an extended period of time here as well. That time catches the outside part of the plate. Count even 1-1 here.
Balmas has thrown 41 pitches, 29 strikes.
That time cut on. Playable out at second. It's going to be a close play at first. Good stretch and good throw.
Verril's at first has, got a couple outs because of her stretch.
Had one earlier in the game off an Emma Tripp hit, or near hit, I should say. Verrill, kind of an unsung hero right now in that regard.
Next for the Rams, number 27, Emma Tripp.
And Emma Tripp looking to help herself out here a little bit.
Yeah, she's the one who hit the ball. It was off the pitcher and kind of end up 1-4-3 there. End up to the second baseman, got the out at first. And this was what you're talking about, that close play at first, thanks to Verrill.
We've seen a number of ricochet plays so far in this one. The Hawks have converted on 2 of them. Almez here. Low there. Calling for a new ball now.
You mentioned it. This is a big inning for Balmas. You and your team just got 3 runs. You want to take care of things as quick as possible. You're half the inning, you're out there pitching.
Getting that first out was pretty big, especially on a close play. But Tripp up at the dish and up 2-0 in the count here. And that time, low. Count very in the favor of Tripp. And again, I might be taken here till there's 2 strikes. Desperately need a base runner on. Tripp can definitely swing it. Going to square around now. Definitely a token square there. Just maybe trying to throw off the pitcher. But Balma is able to fire it across for a strike. That one now, same result. Balma is able to battle back. Count becomes full.
She kind of looked like she turned that up a little bit in that pitch.
She's had solid command over the fastball so far in this one. Balma is yet to surrender a walk. And that batted off, and Tripp extending her trip to the dish here. That time, high and outside, and a walk. Emma Tripp heads on down to first.
You mentioned that, her first walk of the game, and Abby Folsom's dangerous up to the plate, and she's going to get her turn now.
We'll see here how Abby Folsom and the Rams play this one. Folsom made the heads-up play to get the Rams out of the last top half of the inning with the throw down to third. It looks like Folsom, at least on the first pitch there, committed to squaring around and, well, not squaring around rather, and trying to take some hacks at the dish. Both teams have tried to play some small ball in this one. Hawks definitely a stronger sample size of that, but every run matters a lot in this game. Fire down to first. Tripp able to get back in. Good throw there by Walker. And it's going to be 1-1 the count now. 1 out in the inning. Fired on, fouled off into the netting. Right in front of us here, behind home plate.
Again, Bangor's in Class A, Hermon's in Class B, both hoping to, make runs once they get to the tournament. Hermon's in a good spot at being 5-1. Bangor right now is number 8 team in Class A, so they're battling to get a spot. And
fired on. That's going to be a good cut and a double out there to left field. Trip. Going to be rounding third, potentially thinking about 4. What a swing by Folsom, and this is what the Rams needed in this bottom half of the 4th.
Good response by them. Now they're going to get at least one on the board, and for them, hopefully more. So Pierce struck out swinging her first time. One of 5 strikeouts for Balmas.
And definitely want to see how the Rams are going to play this one now. Runner at second, runner at third. Do you square around and try to get that runner home? That one swung on. Going to be happening the conventional way. Going to be played over to first. And a sacrifice infield.
But huge to get the bat on the ball, because good things are going to happen. There's really only like 2 places if she hit it to the pitcher or to the third baseman that she wasn't going to score.
And again, in that circumstance, it looked like the shortstop thought about firing to home, but just get the out. Now you got 2 outs in the inning, tying runs just at the plate. Again, that's why those 3 runs were so critical there in the top part of the 4th.
Right, because if it's 1-0 there, she takes the chance and goes home.
And Balmes now.
That was a good play by Tracy, though. It was very smart and heads-up play to get the runner at first, and no need to force things.
And that ball was hit a little soft. Maybe harder contact. You think about going home, but with just the 1 out, good fire to first. Now we're trying to work out of the inning. That one cut on. Again, backstop not too far behind the catcher here at home plate, but one thing we did see earlier on, which advanced Balmes to second, was the ball going behind the catcher and around the concrete backstop. So off of the ricochet, could be something to watch for here with a runner on third. Balmes trying to end the inning herself here. Good fire, but off the plate. Not a bad 0-2 pitch. Count now 1-2. 2 outs. That time fired into the backstop. Folsom headed home. Play at the plate and out of the outstretched arms of Balmes.
Big to get 2 there. Good answer by Bangor. Cutting it quick. You gave up 3. Made some mistakes. You've taken advantage of things this inning yourself and got right back in it within 1.
Huge inning. And you've kept your batters up, and in an inning where you made 4 errors, you've had some energy reinserted into your lineup. That's very different than going 3 and out. And that time, off the plate, and a runner heads on down to first. So tying run over at first base now.
This is Balmas' second walk of the game. Got 3 hits and 5 strikeouts for Balmas.
Balmes, that time, rolls across the dish. This 4th inning for either side has been where the magic has happened offensively.
I think the 4th inning has taken longer than the first 3 combined. But both teams are making things happen. Both teams showing why they're solid teams.
No offer there. Count now 2-0. Depending on how this AB goes, might be time for a conversation. And actually, we're going to have the conversation. Verrill going to come over and chat with her pitcher. Now it's going to lead to a wider conversation here.
And you've got to remember, too, Hermon has 2 very good pitchers, Balmas and Verrill. So it might be a situation where Verrill ends up pitching the last 2 or 3 innings of this game, too. Both
in the sport of softball, that is always, so beneficial when you can have varied approaches like that and 2 pitchers that can get it done.
And one's a right-handed power pitcher, one's a left-handed power pitcher. But again, Hermon's had a lot of games this week, so both have pitched a lot. So they might want to do that here coming down the end of this game.
That time fouled off. Runner at first, 2 outs on the inning, force at first and second. quite the answer here by these Bangor Rams. That time cut on, playable out at second. Calm, collected throw over to first. So the Hawks score 3 in the top half of the fourth. The Rams come back with 2 of their own. We're going to swing it on over to a break. Be back with you shortly.
Rouse Garage in Dover Foxcroft to discover the difference between walking into a local dealership versus a big dealer that uses high-pressure tactics the second you drive onto the lot. From selling you a vehicle to servicing your vehicle, Rouse Garage will treat you like you are the only customer. While you're there, check out their state-of-the-art automatic car wash. Rouse Garage, call them at 207-564-3434 or visit them at 191 East Main Street in Dover Foxcroft, Maine.
Welcome back here now. Pitching change inside the circle. It's been Emma Tripp up to this point, but Bangor Rams can be going with a different approach here out inside the circle after what was a 3-run inning last trip out. Bangor going to be going with Kaylee Folsom inside the circle now.
Yeah, she's done well for Bangor this year. She has she's thrown 25 innings, so she definitely kind of split it with Tripp so far. It's kind of like Hermon, you know, they kind of get 2 pitches they can go to, and only difference is Bangor, both of them are right-handed.
And again, you might see the same thing out of the Hawks. The way that this game's gone, trying to vary the approach, and you know, here in the top part of the 5th, looking to throw up a goose egg here after getting 2 runs of your own. In the bottom part of the last inning, this would be a big one here for the Rams, who want to get back in the batter's box now. It's really a similar sense as the inning we just had. Looking to throw up 0 if you're Bangor, and looking to add if you're Hermon. That's the name of the game.
So Elena Walker's up. She was up when they got caught in that pickle at the end of the 4th.
And she's going to show, but no true offer there. Walker not going to offer on that one either, and Folsom. First 2 pitches, 2 balls. That time, well placed, just on the outside part of the plate. Strike 1. 2 on the count. Slashed on and missed. Count evens now 2-2. That time off the plate. Walker. She plays the count full now. This will be a big initial base runner here for the Hawks. For Folsom, looking to get the strikeout. And that time off the plate, Walker walks on down to first.
And that's what you want to do as a leadoff hitter. You know, kind of make the pitcher work, get on base, set it up for the middle of the order here coming up.
And Gallant now. She squares.
That hit her.
And that time, I think it ricocheted off home plate there.
Hit her while she was still in the box, so it's a foul ball.
Gallant continuing the pace that we've seen out of these Hawks, and that's small ball. Stays consistent. Runner on first. Every run counts. Gallant this time squares around. Offers. Runner's headed down. Going to be thrown out.
What a throw.
That was a strike down to second base there.
Abby Folsom. You know, and other teams see that, and that's maybe why Hermon wasn't kind of running too much early in the game, because she has a gun, and obviously most likely most teams know that play Bangor.
And that was called a ball, but I think Gallant really tried to put an offer on that one. That might have been a situation that runner was headed regardless, and you're really trying to get that bunt down. Something you see typically more when a runner's on third, and maybe trying to put on a squeeze type play, but looked like both players were pretty committed to trying to get that ball on the ground and get to second base. So 1-2 now.
Whoa.
Folsom took some off of that one.
Quite a change up there.
Gallant definitely would have been way out in front of that one, but decided not to offer.
What a nice crowd here on what turned out to be a nice night.
Yeah, the rain stopped. It has definitely turned into a nice evening here. That time offered and going to go out of play. Right off the end of the bat.
You won't believe this. Red Sox haven't scored a run yet.
That doesn't sound like the Red Sox I know.
No, they haven't given up much, though.
They giving up 0?
No one.
Okay.
That might be enough, right?
That sounds like the 2026 Red Sox. Folsom. This changeup's impressive.
It is. It is.
Hasn't been thrown for a strike yet, but
Gallant, she wants to hit it, swing at it, but she's done a good job laying off it.
that time, no offer. And 2 walks surrendered now by Folsom.
That kind of highlights that throw by Folsom, Abby Folsom even more because, 2 walks in inning, as you said, but there's only 1 runner on base. But now, got Bowman and Vero coming up. That's who they want.
And I wonder if you're just going to be swinging away here. I mean, small ball, not that it hasn't panned out so far in this one, but sometimes you just got to let the players get up there and take some quality hacks at it. And this is the part of the order where you might very well be seeing that.
Oh, yeah, you got Bowman and Vero coming up. We've mentioned their stats already today a few times.
And 2 walks surrendered in the inning, so you're maybe going up there being a little bit selective, but
Up next for the Hawks, number 15, Becca Ballman.
Ooh, that's a foul ball.
I think that kicked off her foot.
Yep, that's a foul ball, so good effort. Again, we mentioned maybe not doing it, but they're going to stick with their game plan.
And they're going to have a conversation here, Mark. What they want to see is if she was in the field of play when that ball hit her.
She'd be out.
Correct. So just going to have a conversation about it at the request of the Rams head coach here. Umpire behind home plate heard him announce he felt like the batter was still in the batter's box when that contact was made. The call is going to be safe.
And good job getting together by the umpires, but probably out there is a tough to tell where she was. So.
But good to come together at that coach's request. And Balmez did square, so it might be the situation you see that happen again. Fired on, throw down to first. They're gonna say safe. Hit my cameraman in the head with my mic there. Sorry, Colt. Colt Coro does a great job on camera. We appreciate you all joining along with us. Balmez watches that one skip across. Runner down to second. Ooh, awkward slide, but able to get in there and bounce right up.
Good hustle there to get into second. Another good throw by Folsom. This one just not in time.
I was getting some deja vu there for a second, though, Mark. On a count that's 2-1. Kaylee Folsom, 2 walks on the inning. Only out came from that same situation we just saw. Throw down to second. This time, batted into the air, playable out in left, into the glove. Runner's going to advance to third. The lights are illuminating the field, but that was an interesting part of the field there, Mark, where it got real dark for a second. Wasn't sure if that play was going to be able to be made, but good catch out there in left. Runner advances to third base.
Jerry Spencer, the home plate umpire.
Merrill now watches that one across. We've seen one inning end on a throw down to third. These Hawks stay aggressive.
Yeah, and Folsom's aggressive throwing the ball around too.
But we have seen runs scored on a throw down to third as well. Verrill, that time.
Oh, nobody's covering.
Nobody's on first. And that time, a little unconventional, but the run will score. That's a huge score.
Yes, it is. And Verrill now has 3 hits on the game, and that might have been her shortest hit of the game, but her biggest one.
And I think we're going to have maybe a courtesy runner here, Mark, coming up. Believe that's going to be the substitution being made out there on the field. And Mark, even if Folsom had collected that ball cleanly, there was nobody covering first.
No.
And Walker ready to step up to the dish now. Little pause in the action.
Up next for the Hawks, number 11.
So that looks like Kyla McCannell running.
Walker, the cut. Something might have been taken off of that pitch. Walker a little bit out in front there. And it was a quick move in innings 1 through 3, but 4 and 5 have taken their time. Cut on, and again, the off speed impacting the AB of Walker here, who finds herself down 0-2 now. 1 run plated across here on the inning. And again, good pitching there by Folsom. Gets herself out of the inning. Hawks played a run, keeps it 4-2. We're going to keep it here. Want to let you know about some of the sponsors who have helped make these broadcasts free and available for everyone watching at home. Hermon Lumber, they're a presenting sponsor. They're a 4th-generation family-owned company with over 900 dedicated employees across 22 locations in both Maine and New Hampshire. A trusted Maine building supply, service, and materials company serving industry since 1953. Thank you to Hammond Lumber Company, Rouse Garage and Car Wash, Herring Brothers Meats, Governor's Restaurant, Angler's Restaurant, Gordon Contracting, Sluggers Training Facility, Black Bear Crane, Ideal Energy Solutions, Millside Fitness, Jamie Gilbert and Associate Broker with Next Home Experience, Roundy's Paving, Pine St. Nutrition, The Sports Arena, Newport Glass, and Varney Chevrolet. If you want to get the best bang for your advertising buck, you can send us a message on Facebook, or you can send an email to eastermainsports@gmail.com. And coming in June, there's going to be Open Mic with Eastern Maine Sports, a weekly podcast where we'll share opinions, some facts, have guests, and most importantly, we're going to have some fun. You can find all of our broadcasts on YouTube at Eastern Maine Sports. You can find them on X at Eastern ME Sports and at EasternMaineSports.com. All free and available to you either live or you can watch on YouTube for replay anytime at your leisure.
So a score, a lot of people maybe tuning into this game be interested in over the baseball field. Hermon baseball taking care of business 7-1 over Bangor over there. Would be a big win if for the Hawks if they can get that one.
And for the Hawks on the softball side, it looks like it's going to be Balmez coming back out for a 5th inning of work here. Unblemished up until that last inning.
So, yeah, she's thrown 64 pitches, 41 strikes, 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts in her 4 innings so far for Balmez.
I believe both those walks came last inning of work as well.
Yes.
And what was both sides, kind of the break open inning. Hermon able to add to it in their top half of the 5th. Rams looking to answer now in the bottom.
So 9-1-2 here coming up for the Rams.
Balmez requesting a new ball there.
Up next for the Rams, 0-0. Addie McAlpine.
McAlpine struck out in the 3rd inning. She'll lead off the 5th inning just like she did the 3rd inning.
Balmez looking to return to that 3rd inning of work in terms of her performance out there inside the circle. Starts off with strike 1. Scoring around there was McAlpine, but Balmez able to fire through it. And that time fired on. Strike 3 on the outside part of the plate. And Balmez returning to form there on that AB.
Big strikeout there. So Gabby Springs, she popped up to second both of her at bats.
That time bounced across the plate for Balmez. That time fired on, missed. Up behind the backstop there. Count even 1-1.
We'll take a look at the standings here for both of these teams, right? Where they are right now. We mentioned Bangor is 8th, and 8 make the tournament.
Yeah,
in
they're
Class A.
right on the verge there.
Yeah, so they're just ahead of Camden Hills.
And like you said, Mark, not to keep interrupting you, but they played 10 games.
Yeah.
So they have a healthy sample size. That time, grounded to the second baseman. Quick toss over to first.
Nice play.
Not a pop-up, but that time a ground out, all to the way of the second baseman. And this one for McAlpine.
So they still have, Camden Hills right behind them. They still have a big game left with Camden Hills. So that might, be a big one that kind of decides things for, making it or not making it this year. But if they could get a win like this, that game doesn't become so important.
Exactly.
And Hermon, on the other hand, again, only played 6 games. They're kind of behind on games played.
Not this week.
Not this week, but they're number 4, and but again, they've played less games than Gardner, Belfast, or Ellsworth that are ahead of them. Ellsworth's ahead of them because they beat them yesterday.
Becca Balmez.
So 10 make it in Class B softball. And right now, Gardner's 1, Belfast 2, Ellsworth 3, Hermon 4, Nokomis 5, Old Town 6, Coney 7, Presque Isle 8, MDI 9, and Lawrence 10.
Speaking of numbers, 2 outs, and Balmez up 0-2. That time, exactly where she wanted it, but She wanted it to be a ball, so count becomes 1-2 here. We talked about it last inning. The Hermon Hawks looking for a quick 3 and out on their defensive side after scoring some runs. And that time, swung on and AB stays alive.
A cameraman doesn't even flinch on those.
I do.
Yeah.
Colt's not scared of anything. Mark's scared of spiders.
Doc.
Well, glad we got lights out here for you. Good cut there. Over the outstretched glove of the third baseman. A little 2-out rally. Looking to start here for the Rams. Good cut.
Now a dangerous hitter. Kaylee Folsom's up.
She's now trying to help herself as she's inside the circle for the Rams. And Folsom acts as the tying run at the dish. Every AB feeling magnified as this game draws on. Good cut there, good pitch by Becca Balmez. Both pitchers are, well, all three pitchers really in this one have done a good job of challenging batters. Folsom obviously the 2 walks last inning, but ultimately able to, get out of it, and for the most part everyone's been pounding the strike zone. That time fouled off, and again, Becca Balmez ahead 0-2. See if she challenges here or goes back to setting up offside or outside the plate. Balmez. Pitch a little high there. Good eye by Folsom not to offer on that one.
That's right where Balmez wanted it. She kind of hit the catcher's mitt right where they wanted it. 0-2 pitch.
That time sails a little bit. Count evens up 2-2 now. So Balmez has done a great job of getting ahead, but second batter that's kind of extended the AB and not able to put these Rams away here in this half of the inning. That time, fired on. It's going to be a drop third strike. Throw down to first.
Yeah, the hesitation
but
kind of.
It's after, and that runner is going to be safe at first. That's a huge play in this game.
It is. In that situation, there's nothing else you do. Just, get the runner at first and the inning.
I don't know if it was a grip issue or what the case was there for Walker, but
obviously there's 2 outs, so this doesn't apply, but she almost thought like first base was occupied.
Similar to what happened earlier in the game.
With 2 outs, that kind of takes that away.
And now Tripp has a big opportunity here. This is kind of who you want up at the plate in this type of scenario. Tripp becomes the leading run, the tying on first. And obviously a runner on second here in this situation. Good spot there. And for the third batter in a row, Becca Balmez is up 0-2. Struck out the last batter, but they still exist over on first. Can Balmez and these Hawks end the inning here? Off the plate there. Runner's going to advance towards third. No throw. And now 2 runners in scoring position. Tying run advances to second.
Yeah, so now just, a hit and ties it up. I should clarify. A hit out of the infield will tie it up.
And you had 2 outs, up 0-2, no runners on at one point in this half inning. Balmez challenges there and gets the swing and the miss.
Big strikeout there.
So all that did was make the inning a little bit more exciting. But ultimately, no damage done in that bottom half. We're going to send it on over to the 6th in just a moment when you rejoin us from these commercial messages.
And softball training facility has the perfect gift for the budding all-star on your holiday shopping list. Give the gift of training. Sluggers offers both group and one-on-one lessons for all levels. Give the gift of experience. From batting cages to advanced technology, Sluggers is the perfect place to get practice and improve skills. Give the gift of competition. Joining a travel team at Sluggers is a great way to learn and grow with new friends. You're sure to hit it out of the park when you give the gift of Sluggers.
Rouse Garage in Dover Foxcroft to discover the difference between walking into a local dealership versus a big dealer that uses high-pressure tactics the second you drive onto the lot. From selling you a vehicle to servicing a vehicle, Rouse Garage will treat you like you are the only customer. While you're there, check out their state-of-the-art automatic car wash. Rouse Garage, call them at 207-564-3434 or visit them at 191 East Main Street in Dover Foxcroft, Maine.
Welcome back here now as we get ready for the start of this 6th inning with some Sweet Caroline playing in the background. Always makes me feel like I'm at Fenway Park anytime I hear this song. Hermon Hawks have had a good night inside the park, and Rams looking to quell any further damage as they look to claw back into this one. 4-2 our score. It was a 4th inning that really defined a lot for either side. Kaylee Folsom inside the circle again is fair. Back up at the dish. Swung on and missed.
So she has struck out and she's walked, and she scored a run when she walked.
She was part of that 4th inning explosion. Folsom, it just seems like the differential in trip to Folsom and the speed differential, especially the changeup, has really been a nice touch so far and has been presenting a hard time for these Hermon Hawks. And that time skips across. Count becomes 1-2. Swung on and missed. Drop third strike. Thrown out at first. No damage done on the throw down.
Yeah, so this is, Bangor, they started off the season strong. They lost the first game, but they had a good start to the season. You know, they were 3-2. Then they've lost three out of 4 since. So they're going to try to end the season strong. Again, some big games coming up. This would be a huge one if they could get this one.
Tracy up to the dish now. Strike called on the first pitch there.
She's flied to center and struck out, has Tracy.
Nobody squaring around thus far in this part of the inning, Mark. Something we've seen almost every AB at a certain point for these Hermon Hawks. Small ball has worked for them in this one. Taking advantage of some opportunities out there, being aggressive on the base paths. Tracy going to have to be aggressive here, now down 0-2. That one inside, skips in. Tracy staying alive on this one. 4-2 our score. We thank you all for joining us here, Eastern Maine Sports. Swung on, missed, another strikeout.
That's 3 in a row. She struck out the last one in the 5th inning.
2 walks, but since that point, Mark, really dialed in for Folsom.
Number 17,
Morin now. That time, swung on short. And a good run down there by Morin. Slow roller out to the shortstop. Wasn't much of a chance there on that one.
So that's 2 hits for Morin. I called one an error, but they're just looking at the official stats. And so she's 2 for 3. Going to make a change here. Runner.
And Mark, obviously some game left to be determined here, and that very well may have large implications to the Pine State Nutrition Player of the Game. But for the Hermon Hawks, if they hold on, Becca Balmez has had a nice night inside the circle, but they've had a number of hitters, step up and create long ABs. Verril's been
3 for 3,
doing a lot of damage at the dish, and
So they have 6 hits, 3 for Verrill, 2 for Hermon, and 1 for Wayne, who's up now.
Verrill's got half the hits. That's quick math there, Mark.
That's good.
It's about as good as it's going to get from me.
That's the good stuff.
Conversation about a change taking place.
Runner at first.
Up next for the Hawks, number 16.
So number 3 is running for, that's Addie Decker, is running at first for the Hawks.
Almost ready to return to play here. And here we go. Folsom inside the circle now. That one skips across the plate. And Folsom behind the dish. Abby Folsom's just done a great job back there today. The one throwing error down to third. But other than that, Mark, I mean, she's had a huge impact behind the dish in this one.
She certainly has.
That time just outside that outer part of the plate. Count now goes to 2-0. That time swung on and gets past the shortstop there. Good contact, good play.
Wayne, and we mentioned it before from the bottom of the order. So they're 8 and 9 hits. Morin and Wayne have both have 2 hits.
That's impressive. They have 4 of the 7. Again, look at me.
I was going to say that's why you get paid the big bucks, but now that we know you know math, you know you don't get paid the big bucks.
That's real. Walker's a switch hitter. I just learned that. More the slasher from the...
Yeah, I think now they know she's not going to bunt. She's going to try to hit over the wall.
Yeah. Been slashing from the left side of the plate. Trying to lay some bunts down. Immense speed out there. Strike whistle are called there on that first one. Swung on. Healthy swing there, but Folsom, it feels like she's had the right moments to take something off of these pitches, and now she's up 0-2. Chance to get out of the inning. Swung on, popped up, and Tripp comes away with it. That's going to retire the inning. 4-2 our score, headed now to the bottom of the 6th. Rams another crack at it. We're going to send it on over to a break. Be back with you in a moment.
Explosions broke in the sky. All that I needed was the one thing I couldn't find, and you were there at the turn, waiting to let me know. We're building it up to break it back down. We're building it up to burn it down. We can't wait to burn it to the ground.
Are you looking for the perfect house? Well, look no further than Next Home Experience Realtor, Jamie Gilbert. Jamie covers the greater Bangor area all the way up to Greenville. She offers superior personal service before, during, and after your transaction. So if you are in the greater Bangor area and you see Luke the next home dog on a lawn, make sure to call Next Home Experience Realtor, Jamie Gilbert. Give her a call at 207-343-1215 and get started on finding.
Welcome back here now. I got kind of got lost in the music there for a second. playing some good tunes inside here at Bangor High School. It's been a pleasure to do the game here. Always nice to be at a new venue for us here, Eastern Maine Sports, and to receive nothing but kindness here. And it's a great place for a game. And what ended up, Mark, you mentioned it earlier, ended up being a pretty nice night for a game.
Yeah, it's a beautiful night, and been a solid game. Again, you mentioned the first 3 innings kind of flew by. Both pitches cruising. 4th inning, both teams got a rally going, and now game's kind of settling back in again, and we're in the bottom of the 6th.
And that one called in for a strike there.
Abby Folsom's up. Strong player here for the Rams.
That one fouled off there. Balmez gets ahead now, 0-2.
She's 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored.
Balmez, no issues getting ahead in counts here. It's been putting batters away. That's been a little bit of a difficulty these last couple innings. And that time, good cut there, out to the right fielder, into the outstretched glove. Good play out there in right.
And right now, these are big batters, not only because you don't want them to score if you're Hermon and Balmus, but if you can retire these batters here, you don't get the top of the order and the up again. And, obviously they would love to stay away from Folsom again, if they can.
Pierce. The plate now. That one cut on right back to Becca Balmez. Quick fire over to first and outs on consecutive pitches there. And just like that, two quick outs.
She's up to 89 pitches, 60 strikes. She's struck out 8, walked only 2. So efficient.
And that one fouled off of home plate there. The temperature has definitely turned down
Yeah, it has.
in this one, but the intensity, the competition, that has not. That's only improved as this game has gone on. Quality ABs, good cuts for either side. Count even now 1-1.
So after, again, we mentioned the Tuesday game, John Baps in Foxcroft. The Tuesday after that, I think it's the 26th, the Tuesday after Memorial Day, going to have a buddy, Rich Rotella on the Bucksport Bucks at Dexter. We'll have that game. Rich, a big help to Eastern Maine Sports. He coaches the powerhouse Bucksport team, and then we're also going to have, I believe, Orno and Dexter baseball the week after that. So
Rich is a man of many talents. He can call an amazing Fort Kent game winner, and then he can also make amazing calls out there for his Bucksport Golden Bucks. And, obviously we root for everybody, but Rich Rotella is somebody that does it well, does it right, cares about his athletes, and something you always love to see. That one hit on the ground, going to be a strong throw from Tracy. That throw is made, and the side retired in order. And, Mark, we're going to keep it here because we're headed to the 7th inning. We got a top half left for Hermon. They're looking to add some runs here. We talked about it earlier. I kind of want to come back to the psychology of this sport, Mark. We mentioned it earlier on in the broadcast, but if you're the Rams, you still have another hack at it. So you are still very much so in this game.
But you want to keep it right here, 4-2.
And 3 pretty quick outs there. What does the mentality have to be here for Folsom, these Rams, and overall just, bouncing back after an inning like that psychologically?
Well, yes, and it's big, and they know who's coming up. The 2, 3, 4 hitters, and the powerful Hermon lineup. So throw strikes, get ahead of the hitters, and try to get your bats back up as quick as possible.
sometimes when the game gets to this point and it starts to feel a little too big, you got to remind yourself that sometimes less is more, and just to keep things simple. And it's just about doing the little things that you know how to do, and you do them well. So Folsom's done a really good job since stepping in. Some walks, some stuff that was allowed, sure, but overall, the strikeouts and what she's been able to do attacking batters, she's done a good job since entering this game. And it's going to take a clean frame to close this one out. They're calling for balls in, so we're going to have the start of the 7th coming up in just a moment.
You're seeing all our sponsors going up there on the screen, and thank you to all of them. And again, spring season kind of goes fast, but before you know it, we'll be out there for football and soccer and field hockey. Back at it again.
We'll be with you weekly on the open mic with Eastern Maine Sports.
Sure will.
Weekly podcast, so we're excited to have coming to all of you.
Well, again, as Zach said, reach out if you got some, you want to discuss something. We want to get all the Maine athletes, recognized, but we're also, kind of broaden it too. We got Jason Coleman, the UMaine Fort Kent athletic director, been a great coach for a while. He's going to be joining us, and Mike Antonellis, broadcaster for the Worcester Red Sox, and kind of is right in tune with everything there, Major League Baseball. So we got a couple of guests kind of planned already,
and more on the way.
Yes,
and again, you can help with that, as Mark pointed out. Contact us at easternmainesports@gmail.com or reach out on the Facebook page. So 2-0 here. Gallant there watches ball 3.
Yeah, and Glenn has walked once. She kind of got the run there, scored the run in the 5th inning. And again, with Balmus and Vero coming up after her, it's definitely want to get strikes here, and 4-pitch walk.
And watches that one on the outside part of the plate. And Mark with Balmes and Verrill lying in wait. See if any small ball is played here.
Yeah, so Folsom, that's her 3rd walk.
Cut there. Again, Folsom takes something off, and Hawks have had a tough time adjusting to that pitch. Able to make some contact, some good plays as well, but that off speed has really been advantageous for Folsom in this one. That time, bunt laid down beautifully by Balmes. Only play is to first, but it advances the runner all the way from first to 3rd. Great presence of mind by Gallant there.
That was a close play at first, but just got her. But what a great base running there to get to 3rd base.
And small ball, first to 3rd. And looking for a huge insurance run. And 3 for 3 is Verrill as they step up to the dish. With a duck on the pond over there at 3rd.
632 hitter. That's only gone up.
Almost laying down a bunt there. So somebody that can do it all.
I mean, we don't have our up-to-date average, but it has to be up over 700 now.
That's where I'm going to bow out on the math argument.
Yeah,
there.
I don't have everything. the big scoreboard that they have at the big stadiums.
Squares there.
It also shows how good softball players Balmus and Verrill are. They're definitely powerful hitters, but they can do the little things also. Not something you always see from your big, power hitters at, softball, baseball, any level,
I am a little interested that, Verrill's squaring around here. I know that run at 3rd is huge, and if you can get it across, that's a big one, but she can also do it like that. Runner's going to head home, only plays to 1st.
Got the run home. Just get the bat and the ball, and you got the run home. Big run.
Sacrifice RBI there. And, yeah, that's huge, that run right there. And that's all you wanted out of Verrill there. And Balmes has had a heck of a game and is making a strong case for the Pine State Nutrition Player of the Game. But, again, Verrill, it's another RBI and impressive game for her as well.
We could interview them both, and they can share a drink.
Again, if it was open, it's pretty local to where we're at right now. Swung on, missed. Walker, strong cut there.
She's 0 for 3, but she's had some good swings.
Aggressive at the plate as well. You can hear Walker from inside the booth where we're at, putting so much into these swings, and Folsom taking so much off of the pitches with this off-speed attack. 1-2 the count, 2 outs on the inning. Swung on, fouled off. One thing I appreciate about Walker, she's going up there swinging.
She hasn't squared the bunt once like everyone.
No, she's swinging. Deja vu was the same exact play there. Fouled off the plate and off of Walker.
To the 705 OPS. Whoa.
That is quite the pitch. I mean, you get batters out on the front foot once you take that speed off, and just these power hitters, Walker kind of laughing at not at the pitch, but just how good the off speed there was. And that time, over to third base and Pierce. Walker burning down the line. Great stretch by Tripp at first. That's going to retire the top half of the inning, and the Rams, they've got one more crack at it, potentially. Working to try to tie this game up, Mark. What's it going to take in this bottom half of the seventh?
Well, I mean, you can if you can get a runner or two. Again, they've got the 8-9-1 hitters up. You know, you can get a runner or two on, then you get Folsom, Tripp, and Folsom up again. So, you know, if you got to kind of, you know, that's the key. You know, obviously getting those hitters up. Update over at Mansfield, they're in the bottom of the sixth. It's 8-2 Hermon right now, but the Bangor has the bases loaded, no outs in the bottom of the sixth. So that's far from over there too. But don't leave here and go to that. You watch the end of this and find out after. But this has been a good game against two quality teams. Again, big game for different reasons for both teams. And you know, this has been you know, Herman's going to try to close it out here. Almost waiting for a catcher to get ready.
Yeah. For a second there, I wasn't sure if we were having a pitching change, but it does look like Balmez is going to finish this one out. And Mark, if she's able to hold on here and, you know, close this one out, I think that she's made a very strong contention for a Pine State Nutrition Player of the Game. And again, innings 1 through 3, complete dominance by both Tripp and Balmez. And then the 2 runs allowed there in that 4th inning, but again, settled back in. Had a little bit of some trouble there in the 5th, did Balmez, but overall, she's really just been out there kind of mowing things down throughout the majority of this ball game.
Yeah, she you know, she's thrown 93 pitches, 62 strikes. She's only allowed 4 hits and 2 runs and 2 walks and 8 strikeouts. So she's definitely got it done. And again, she's scored a run too with on offense, and Verrill's been the big one on offense with 3 hits and two runs batted in.
You know, something that sometimes gets a little taken for granted in the sport of baseball and softball is the coaching element. And both these teams, but I'm going to use the Hawks in this example, that first to third bunt, that was likely by design. You're intending to go first to third in that situation. And the small ball plays and putting your team in situations, you have to be well coached and well disciplined to be able to maintain that. And both these teams are, but it's kind of got the Hawks in this circumstance and in this situation where they're looking to close things out.
And I think that's a good kind of maybe. Obviously, you want to talk about her pitching if they do hold on, but to talk about with Becca Balmas is, you know, she's laying down bunts when her OPS is 1,400 or whatever.
Yeah.
And Verrill also.
Ultimately, a long way to go before that, and the Rams looking to not be outdone here. It is still a ball game. First pitch there, a strike. It's going to take some scoring out of the Rams. They trail 3 runs in this one. Ooh, we got some lights out there in center that quickly turned off. You could definitely pick that up here on the broadcast. Tracy going to have to take a strong throw. She's got
what
it.
A throw. She's been solid at shortstop.
And Verrill She's going to have to wash the uniform after this one for her stretches over there at first base.
That's at least 3 that they've got, the runner at first because of her stretches.
But that is a huge first out on another bang play. McAlpine now.
She's struck out twice so far. What we'll do after this, we'll take it to a commercial. I'll go, probably do it right there, the interview, and right in front of us, and we'll get the play of the game, and you do that interview, and we'll wrap it up from there. But
McAlpine fouls that one off.
Again, it's important to get these quickly. Not just because she wants to get the game over with, but because you don't want those middle of the order hitters coming up again.
Yeah. And making quick work now, up 0-2. Swung on, this time deep in the hole is Tracy. Strong throw over the outstretched glove of Verrill. And that's going to end up being a runner on first base. Got kind of exciting over there for a moment. And that's what you need if you're the Rams. Whatever it takes.
Mm-hmm.
Keep this ball game alive. Extend it out.
So the runner reached on
another strong throw by Tracy. That time had to put a little bit more emphasis on it deep in the hole there at shortstop.
They did give her a single. Because she probably would have beat it anyway.
I think she would have in that circumstance.
I will say it must be very tough for the hitters because they're not on now. But there's been a few with the people leaving with the lights going on. And definitely something want to.
Blinded me, I'll tell you that. And that time, well outside, that runner's going to advance to second. At the same time here, if you're the Hawks, yeah, you don't want that run to score, but that's not the run that really does anything to you. And you can be playing for the out.
Yeah, that run is irrelevant, really. If you win 5-2, 5-3, the heel points are the same.
And for Bangor, it just means you're one run closer. So definitely trying to play them all right now.
Yeah, and you want to get another runner on, you get the tie and run up. You also got to be careful as the runner at second either. You don't want to take any chances.
And 2-1 the count. Tying run on deck. You definitely don't want to be putting him on for free in this situation. That time, lined out. Going to be a tough play in center. Good catch out there. Ball thrown in. Runner going to easily advance to third. But again, that run doesn't really matter.
Viv Morin, what a catch.
That was not an easy play out there.
That was a great catch. And Charlotte Chadbourne's now up. She did single her last at bat and get her RBI. She would like to do it again. If she can do it again, she can get Kaylee Folsom up.
And if you're the Rams, you've put the ball in play. You can't ask for much more fight here in this inning. 2 outs. Balmez and company looking to put a bow on this game. Rams looking to battle and extend. Chadbourne on the outside part of the plate.
And Folsom's on deck. Hermon would like to keep her right there.
That time swung on, playable out at second. Out of the glove, and they're going to say safe. Verrill wasn't able to pick it. The game stays alive.
And now Kaylee Folsom's up, and with a tie and run, and
I think wants a conversation maybe.
I think the ball was on the ground. I don't know if she picked it up.
It looked like it wasn't picked, and it was pinned.
So they're going to talk it over.
Also, a pitching mound conversation. I mean, this is a game.
Yeah, it'd be over if they call her out. Nope.
And it's going to be safe. I think that's the correct call.
Yeah. So now, Folsom's up. Again, who Bangor wants up right now, and
it's another inning mark that's been extended with 2 outs.
She has one homer on the year, and if she hits another one, this game will be tied.
Balmez, the fire into the netting. Runner's going to advance there. Into the netting, they're going to stop play. Probably the safe call there, so you don't mistakenly not be able to get it out of the netting and that runner keeps advancing. But now, again, that run doesn't beat you. So you can play for the force at 1, but it did just get harder.
Yeah, and it doesn't get easier if Folsom gets on, because Emma Tripp's up next.
That one fired in for a strike. And obviously, we talked about the Hawk side for the Pine State Nutrition Player of the Game. If the Rams are able to tie it or walk this one off, I think it's a safe call as to who would the player of the game would be at that point.
Yeah, we'll get hit.
Swung on and missed. And the current representative and front runner for that Pine State Nutrition Player of the Game looking to end this one. 1-2 the count, and again, 2 strikes. Looking to get out of this one. Swung on, bounces Walker. Clean throw to first. And that's going to conclude the ball game. The Hermon Hawks, they win this one 5-3. We're going to send it on over to break before having a post-game interview.
Sweatshirts, jackets, hats, baby clothes, and much more. Get your Eastern Maine sports merch at www.bonfire.com/store/eastern-maine-sports or at easternmainsports.com. Wide selection of items available, with more being added frequently.
Are you looking for the perfect house? Well, look no further than Next Home Experience Realtor, Jamie Gilbert. Jamie covers the greater Bangor area all the way up to Greenville. She offers superior personal service before, during, and after your transaction. So if you are in the greater Bangor area and you see Luke the next home dog on a lawn, make sure to call Next Home Experience Realtor Jamie Gilbert. Give her a call at 207-343-1215 and get started on finding your dream home today.
Welcome back here on Eastern Maine Sports Media. I'm joined by Becky Ballgame, and all right, in all seriousness, great game. Obviously inside that circle, but also at the dish there. Let's start from the pitching performance. First 3 innings, really kind of on autopilot mode for what you do out there. That 4th inning, they clawed back after you guys had a nice performance. What did it take from you composure-wise inside the circle once they got those 2 runs to recollect yourself and put on the performance that you did tonight?
I mean, I just know, we can do it as a team, and, my confidence in myself, I knew we were capable, so no big deal. It's part of the game. They're going to hit. They're going to score. You just have to be able to bounce back and not let that impact you when you play.
And you did a great job out there. Obviously, one thing that I want to talk specifically about for you and your team is the small ball style of play. And you guys are so well coached, but you buy into it. You're somebody that has, the insane OPS that you do and, the quality at bats that you have, and then you're out there laying down bunts. What does it mean for you guys to have that complete, outlook in performance in a game? But for you specifically, what were you focused on out there, trying to lay down those bunts, play that small ball, and win the way you guys did?
I mean, we knew, at the beginning of the season, we were going to have a little bit of a new vision here. We have a lot of speed. We have a lot of capability in all aspects, of our play. All of us can hit, all of us can bunt. B has a vision for us, and we all And
Becky Ballgame's got some fans back there too. This is a good time to hand you the Pine State Nutrition Player of the Game.
But we know, like, we trust B. We know she has a vision. We just know she trusts us to get it done. And, yeah, with that confidence, we were able to execute.
Thank you for joining us. Go have fun with your teammates.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you for joining us here on Eastern Maine Sports. It's been a pleasure to bring you the game. We're going to sign off. Again, Hermon Hawks win in this one, 5-3. Thank you again. Signing off.